Hi guys, it's Ella. So today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I actually had a really good idea for a video when I was driving home today from work, and I don't know if anybody's done this before, and it's a little bit weird, and I know that, but just go with it. I'm thinking about making a relation between Thanksgiving dinner and books. And the best part is, since everybody has a different favorite and likes different things to eat, they will relate different things from Thanksgiving to different types of books. I don't know, it makes sense in my head. It is freezing in here. Okay, so like I said, I'm not sure if anybody has done this before, but we're just gonna go ahead and go with it. So the first thing that I think of when I think of Thanksgiving dinner is the turkey. And the way I look at the turkey, there's so many different parts. I kind of like some of them, I don't like others. And the book that I associated with the turkey is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. And this book is about magic and clairvoyance and aliens, and it's a little bit messed up. There's all kinds of different things in this book. I actually really like this book, just like I really like turkey. And so because of the different parts and different kind of pieces and things, that's why I picked this book. Now, what do you need with your turkey if not cranberry sauce? It's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit tart, but all in all, it's awesome. And that's Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, as far as I'm concerned. This book is super cute, but it also has some tart parts, if you will. It has some maybe a little bit negative parts and some things that are a little bit bittersweet. This book I absolutely loved. It is about a girl who writes fan fiction for a series that's kind of like Harry Potter, and it's a contemporary. If you haven't read this, please just go and read it. It's phenomenal. Such a cute story. And it definitely reminds me of cranberry sauce. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, the next thing on my Thanksgiving dinner is the stuffing. And the stuffing, the way I look at stuffing is kind of the same way as I look at pancakes. You're super excited in the beginning, and by the end, you're sick of them. And you're sick of the stuffing. And you're like, wow, I'm over it. And so the book that I chose to be my stuffing is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was really well done. I really loved the characters. It was kind of like a fantasy retelling, obviously, since it's a fairy tale, but towards the end, I was a little bit over it. The main character in the story really kind of lost a lot of its sparkle for me, and I pretty much had to just suffer through the last, like, I don't know, 20-30 pages. I did finish it. All in all, it is a great story. I definitely would recommend it. Just know that the ending leaves something to be desired. Now, the next thing is green bean casserole, and the way I look at green bean casserole is you look at it and you're like, wow, this is going to be disgusting. And then you take a forkful and it's delicious. I'm a huge fan of green bean casserole. Does not look good, but it's delicious. Now, this book I associate with Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. I did not at all expect to like this book. I thought I was gonna hate it. Completely did not. I don't know. I read the synopsis and I was like, okay. But read it, loved it, so good. Josephine Angelini's writing is very colorful and very fun. The dialogue between the characters is absolutely hilarious and just on point and witty and so good. I absolutely loved this book. This is the first book in a trilogy, which is really unfortunate because the next two do not come out until 2015 and 2016. Yeah, so that's a thing. But strongly recommend. This is about a girl who is super sickly in this world, and then she goes to another world and meets kind of, it's like a parallel universe, I want to say. And so she meets the same people that she knows in her world in this other world, and they're like completely different people, obviously, and she has completely different relationships with them. And so it's really, really interesting. But just alone for the way that it's written, you should read this. And it's really short. It really isn't that long, and it is a fantasy novel, so go get it. It's good, even if the cover leaves something to be desired. So. Now the next thing that I have is Gravy, which is, the way I look at Gravy is it's good, but I essentially always forget about it. It's kind of forgettable. And for that one, I have Pivot Point by Casey West. This is book 1 in a duology. It's about a girl who can see, if there's a choice placed in front of her, she can see both of the paths, like how her life will turn out if she takes one path or another. And it's actually really interesting. Her parents basically are planning a divorce, and she has to decide if she wants to live with her dad or her mom. And it's really interesting just going through the two different aspects of her future, but I always forget about this book. I don't know if it's because it's short, if it's because I read it literally in like a day and then promptly dove into the second one, which is Split Second. I don't know, but really good. Just kind of evacuates my mind after I'm done reading it, maybe. But really good book, really well written, strongly recommend. There you go. Okay, the next thing I have on my Thanksgiving list is sweet potatoes. Now, one thing that you should know about me is I absolutely hate sweet potatoes. They're just foul. You put marshmallows on them and like brown sugar. Ugh. Ugh. Do not like. But the book that I associated with sweet potatoes is The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. I'm sorry. This book was terrible. And I'm not even talking like comparing it to Harry Potter, because I mean comparisons can be made, most definitely. It is about a boy who goes to magic school. There you go. But the characters were flat. The story wasn't interesting. Towards the end of the story, I just didn't care. Even though there was quite an interesting twist at the end, I didn't care enough to care. It was just not good. It took me forever to read this book, even though it is short. It is a middle grade, and so it has large font. I'm sorry. Did not like. I don't know what else to say. So this is my sweet potatoes, because while it has some cute and sweet parts, all in all, it's just not working for me at all. Now the next book that I have on my, or the next item that I have on my Thanksgiving list is wine, because you obviously have wine with dinner. And wine is kind of the book that you take sips of, so you don't just read the whole thing all at once. And for me, that's Written in My Own Heart's Blood by Diana Gabaldon. And this is just the dust jacket, because the book is over yonder somewhere. So I've been reading this book for about 2 months, 3 months maybe. It's a hefty chunker. It's over 1,000 pages with turbo tiny print and a lot of historical references. Like, the story is very rich and very dense, and so I needed to kind of step back, and I feel like I don't have enough kind of energy to really pay attention to it right now. So small sips, I read a little bit at a time, so still not done with it, but excellent story. If you have not read the Outlander series, this is book 8 in the Outlander series, by the way, you should get on that, and then you should watch the Stars TV show, because it's amazing. Now, what do you have after you're done with dinner? You have pie, naturally. So, for apple pie, without the cinnamon, thank you very much, I have The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkowski. Love, this book. It's kind of bittersweet, but all in all, it's an excellent story. It works so well together. Some of the parts are sad and some of them are quite hilarious, and just the entire story is so well written and so well put together and fits so well into the world that it was placed in. I can't even describe. This is about a girl who, this is a fantasy novel about a girl who goes to a slave market by accident and buys a slave by accident. I know that sounds completely stupid. Like, I am not even doing this justice at all. Really great book. So good. Go. Read it. Read it right now. Next, I have Pumpkin Pie, which to me, pumpkin pie is kind of like, is this really going to work though? I mean, really. Because pumpkin's a vegetable and you're going to throw it in a pie? But for that, I have Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. I didn't expect to like this a whole lot. It's about assassins, but not like the weenie kind. They actually kill people, but the way it's described in the book like completely makes sense. So it's historical fiction. I think it happens in 1485. Really a good book. It is quite a long story. There are quite a few characters to keep track of. It is historical / political / romance / action / fantasy. It is all the things, and it is so good. Now, this is not like any other assassin book that I've read, just because the girls completely, like, their murders are reasonable in my head somehow, or not necessarily reasonable, but like explained really well, the reasoning and kind of everything that's behind it. I won't talk a whole lot about it just because spoilers, but it's really good. There are 2 other companion novels. The third one just came out. The second one is also really great, but I feel like you do have to read all 3, so Grave Mercy. Pecan Pie is next. Pecan Pie is really sweet with kind of like the chunky nuts in there. Now, to me, in general, that's a good thing, but too much of a good thing is just not good. So Pecan Pie is a little too sweet for me. And that's The Nightmare Affair by Mindy Arnett. This book was really cute and a really, really good way of looking at paranormal, but it was missing something. Like, it was a little bit too sweet and a little bit too convenient and like a little bit too, like, I wanted a little bit more of the paranormal aspect and a little bit less of the like lovey-dovey situation thing. Still a really great book. It is about a girl who is literally a nightmare. She basically sits on people's chests and like sucks out their dreams, and that's what kind of she feeds off of and feeds her energy and stuff. Really interesting look at paranormal creatures and nightmares and just all the things. So I would still recommend it, but it is quite sweet, like to the point of just being too much. Now, the last item isn't really a food item, but it is the after dinner stomach ache, right? We've all been there. Ate too much turkey, ate too much stuffing, ate way too much pie, and now you got a stomach ache. And that for me is +1 by Elizabeth Fama. We'll go with it. This book I was really excited about. It is about a girl who, it is, I guess, like a dystopian about a society where half the society lives during the night and the other half lives during the day. The ones who live at night are called smudges, the ones who live the day are called rays, and a girl smudge and a boy ray get to know each other and fall in love and have all the things. So I was reading this and I was like, okay, I should stop. I really should stop. Like, this is not going to end well. I should stop. The ending was terrible. it might as well have ended on an unfinished sentence or in the middle of a chapter or something because of the way that it ended. I was a little bit disappointed. I expected more of the story than to just be a love story. So, I mean, it was okay. It was like 3 stars, but it wasn't, you know, phenomenal or what I had hoped it would be. I don't know. Alright, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed my really weird food/book video. If you want to take a shot at this, definitely do it. I don't know. Every food item means something different to everybody, so just explain your decisions and definitely let me know. Like, put a link down in the thing, because I think this is the first time that I've actually like thought of something, like a video maybe, like that other people can do. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a fabulous Thanksgiving. This is a thing. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you soon. Have a good night. Bye.
Am I delicious? Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what's up. I know. Story of my life.